Okay, so what do I have here today? Kind of looks like a car amplifier, but it's not. It's actually a new PC I built for Ruby. If you guys remember, I was using a tablet PC for the cluster in the car, and it lasted for a year or so, and then the Florida heat kicked in, and man, it really did a number on that tablet, mainly because the battery inside the tablet expanded and it just destroyed itself, so that wasn't a good idea. Here we have 2.0 of the PC. So this is a purpose-built computer here. It doesn't have a battery like the tablet, of course. This is actually a full-on PC. It's a mini ITX board, embedded Celeron processor. I got the motherboard and CPU combo for about $100. Wasn't too bad. The RAM was 4 gigs. That was $20. At first glance it looks like a regular PC, but what you have here is the interesting component. This is the power supply. It's a Automotive power supply. Not only does it plug right into the motherboard and it's really compact, it also turns on the computer on and off with the car ignition. So when I turn the key on this white wire here, it receives a 12-volt signal, and then the power supply kicks in because it always has power to it, and then it tells the motherboard to turn on and off. It acts like a power switch for the motherboard. So that's how that works. Pretty useful. I don't have to touch it or anything. It's pretty hands-off. It just turns on and off with the car, and then the PC boots up into Windows 10, and there's a SSD here loaded with Windows 10 and Tuner Studio software. It runs pretty cool because it's a Celeron processor. I still have a little fan here just in case things get hot, but it works out pretty well. Now I don't turn on or shut down the PC when the car turns on and off. I have it set to hibernate, so that it boots up very quickly into the Tuner Studio software. I don't have to wait for Windows 10 to boot. As a matter of fact, it boots in about 4 or 5 seconds from the moment I do a power on. So it's much quicker than the tablet was. On the back panel here, just looks like a regular PC. I got an HDMI output. That goes to the new monitor that I got, that I put in the dash. It's a 2K 10-inch monitor. With an IPS display. It looks really good. I'll show you that. But everything else here, just a regular PC. This connector is the only different looking thing. This has 12 volts, a ground, and then an ignition signal. There's extra connectors on here, but I'm not using them for anything. All right, so I'm going to put this back together, and then I'll show you how it all works. Okay, it's put together. Time to plug the shit in. Okay, so I decided to place it behind the passenger seat here. There's about 4 connectors that go to it. You have the power, ground, and ignition signal coming from here. The GPS sensor for my speedometer. Or I'm sorry, this is the speedometer. This is the MS2 ECU. And then this HDMI cable, of course, goes to the new 10-inch monitor in the dash. So, plug this up now that everything is set up here. goes in there, and then it's a twist-on connector. Doesn't have to be too tight. USB for the computer, and then a USB for the GPS, and then the HDMI, which goes on the bottom there. I'll clean up all this shit later, but anyway, this is where it's gonna go. Kind of sits behind the passenger seat. It's not going anywhere. Okay. All right. Okay, so what we got here up front is the new 10-inch 2K monitor. It is a IPS display. It has a good contrast ratio, good viewing angles. I recommend it. It's the picture quality is pretty dang good. I put a link in the description. I think I got it for about 120 bucks on Amazon. What we also have here is the GPS sensor. It updates 10 times a second. It's pretty good. Like I said, I use that for the speedometer input. Down here we have the MS2 ECU. There's a serial cable here, and this is where the computer gets its information from the computer and then displays it via the Tuner Studio software. I'm going to turn everything on, and we should see the computer turn on here in a moment. Alright, there we go. And then we'll see how quick it boots up here. That was pretty quick. So it was a couple of seconds. It's the same layout that I had before on the tablet. I just transferred it over. I had to update the resolution for the what am I trying to say? I had to update the cluster design because this display is a different resolution than the tablet. And that dinging sound is driving me nuts. Let me start up the car. Alright. The display reset because I guess it's on a circuit that shuts off when the starter turns on. I'll have to change that at some point. But anyway, there it is. And there's a nice HLA tap right now because I haven't started the car in a while. But now I'm going to take it for a spin and drive around and enjoy the car now that it's finally put back together after 6 months. So. For the light. Stay in your lane. So we're back. It was a very fun spirited drive around town. Pretty sure I used about, I don't know, a quarter tank of gas on that one trip. I was driving in Mexico, by the way. Yeah. So, you know, some other changes after I move into the new place. I'm probably going to mount the Mega Squirt somewhere permanently. I don't think I like it there. You know, just as a side note, who names their product Mega Squirt? Like, who decided one day, I'm gonna name it Mega Squirt? It just sounds wrong. It sounds disgusting even. I don't know. Maybe raunchy. I don't know what word am I looking for. I don't know, it's just a fucking weird name. So, I like to call it MS2 because when somebody asks me, oh, you know, what computer is the car running on, I just feel awkward saying Mega Squirt. Especially if they don't know what it is, and they just look at me and give me a weird look. Anyway, time to close up. Ah, look at those brakes. I bet they're hot as fuck right now.